some Buddy Holly, let me start out with a song from Bud. Oh, the unhealthy things we say and do make us sometimes feel we're blue. So we'll rave on about new dealings, so when we leave here we won't be feeling old and worn out, but brand new. Hooray! Remember Buddy? He did the Peggy Sue, and that was his rave on, adapted for 2010 Health and Safety Day. But Tim, would you click the clicker? This is probably my finest number. Now, some of my songs will impress you. Let me see if I can get it going here. And others are less than good. So, let's see. Okay, that was Buddy. You heard him. And now this is the one that I really appreciate doing. It's a true rock and roll song. It was performed way back in 1950s. It made the top 100, and it was really done by a group called the Diamonds, and they're a Canadian group, and it was called The Terror of Highway 101. So this song deals with the safety of riding a motorcycle. And one of the exhibits out there is going to be just that today. But I think after you hear this song, you'll know what it is to ride a motorcycle. The song was banned in Boston, by the way. And it's appropriate for Safety and Health Day. And click the first slide and you'll see a little bit about the terror of Highway 101. Okay, there he is, the terror of NASA Road 1. And did anybody ever hear this song? It goes like this. He wore black denim trousers and motorcycle boots, and a black leather jacket with a eagle on the back. He had a hopped up sickle that took off like a gun. That fool was the terror of Highway 101. Now this is the best verse for Safety and Health Day. It goes like this. He never washed his face, and he never combed his hair. He had axle grease hidden underneath his fingernails. On the muscle of his arm was a red tattoo with a picture of a mother saying, "Mother, I love you." But now I'm going to change that song for Safety and Health Day. I'm going to call it The Terror of NASA Road 1. And go to the next slide and we'll see it. Now this, there we go. Now this is The Terror of NASA Road 1. I've been here for 45 years. I have a career that's ongoing. Not a very illustrious career, but it's lasted a long time. And so back in the day when I was hired, I came on for $7,050 a year. Whoa. And you had to be innovative with that kind of salary with regard to transportation. So we had carpools. And the carpool was great because you would take the family car and put it in the pool. Now the work car, that's another thing. The work car was a vehicle that you could maybe make 3 to 5 miles 95% of the time. But if you went 20 miles, you were in trouble. You had to kind of pray or recite the 23rd Psalm repeatedly as you went to work with it. So this is the kind of car that I envision as the work car. And so I've created a song for this one. It's called The Terror of NASA Road 1. I wish they hadn't changed it to NASA Parkway. It kind of ruined my song. Well, he wore black Walmart trousers and Marshall discount shoes, a NASA gift shop t-shirt with a spaceship on the back, and a 1980s work car from a wager he once won. That fool was the terror of NASA Road 1. Well, his wife made him promise to get a safety sticker. He said, never mind, the tailpipe's gone and the engine's even sicker, but her words are all in vain. They were all for naught in the gas that chokes of his engine, in the smoke from his exhaust. Well, that work car took off like a rocket on that fateful day. He said, I'll go 1,000 miles before the $40 I'll pay. You know, in my day it was $10 for a safety inspection ticket. But he hit a Webster freight that was League City bound. And when they cleared the wreckage, all they found was in black Walmart trousers and Marshall discount shoes, and the NASA gift shop t-shirt with the spaceship on the back. But they never found that work car that took off like a gun. And they never found the care of NASA Road 1. That's it. Yeah, I used to say don't clap, but I found out if nobody claps, it hurts my feelings. So even if it's really lousy, if I'm off key, on key, flat or sharp, I miss the chords, clap anyway. And maybe the next song will be better because I'll have more confidence. But this next song is one that I want Tim to click the clicker and point it right at. Oh, great, okay. In my day, folk music was great. When I was in college, I went to Rice University, and that's when I learned to use this thing because that was the thing in vogue. Not rock and roll was good, but folk music, groups like Peter, Paul, and Mary, who I have modestly made myself part of the group here. Peter Yarrow and Paul Stuckey and Mary Travers were the names. They weren't a gospel group, Peter, Paul, and Mary, but they were great folk singers. And so I took a date to a Peter, Paul, and Mary concert down in the old music hall when I was at Rice. And this girl was a lovely, good-looking girl. She was a Bel-Air Belle. She was the head of that halftime marching team they had. And so at that conference, or not conference, at that program, there was this song. And it was wonderful. It was a children's song. And it was the only children's song that had all the basic elements of every single children's song ought to have. It was a simple song, so that the child could better understand. And then it was a song that had a lot of repetition, to give the child a false sense of security. And then again, it had pathos to prepare the child for later traumatic experiences. And it went like this. It was a song about a dog. And dogs are like us. They can be exercised a lot and be real healthy. Or we can feed them improperly, off of the table, junk food and so forth, and it doesn't go so well with them. So here's how the song goes. Had me a dog and his name was Blue. Had me a dog and his name was Blue. Had me a dog and his name was Blue. Bet you $5 he's a good dog too. Singing here, Blue. Ah, you good dog, you. Now what if that song were to be changed? Modified by an unscrupulous modifier of folk songs whose business it is to make that kind of song palatable for a health and safety day. Then it would be a rock and roll song, and it would be something like this. 6, 7, 8. Had me a dog, and his name was Blue. I bet you $5 he's a fat one too. Blue, wow, wow, wow. Blue, my darling, why did you leave me, sweetheart? I sit home alone at night, Blue, looking for some trace of you. I'm sorry, Blue. I know I fed you too much off of the junk food cart. I never exercised you, and now you're gone, my love. Oh, please come back, Blue. I want you. I need you, Blue. Gonna have you, Blue. Hey, if they don't want to come out here, at least I'll say here. Okay. Moving right along. Johnny Cash, I appreciate Johnny because here's a case. We talk about safety and health. I admire Johnny Cash because I followed his life and I liked his songs. But he had a problem with drugs. He got involved with all kinds of things. The excuse was so he could do all these engagements and so forth and to keep him high for performances. But it was devastating to his life. And however we use drugs, there's no excuse for it because it's going to be detrimental to our lives. And Johnny, though, to his credit, he was an overcomer. And he was able to somehow, either through faith or he had a good wife too. June Carter Cash is her name. He was an overcomer, and he cleaned his life up, and I appreciate him a lot. Well, he had this song, and I think it's appropriate for Safety and Health Day because, you know, fire is a big deal. And especially if it's in your office or the building 32 coffee pot burns up and we come over here tomorrow and we have no place to work. It's gone. And so we need to pay attention. Now, if you go down to the coffee and it's still going and it's boiling away and there's no coffee there and it looks awful, turn it off. It would be good. So this would be a good song for Safety and Health Day because this we don't want to happen. And it's about neglect. The price of neglect's not sweet. It'll make a man or a woman weak. Safety wasn't my wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. It's hard to get down there like Johnny, you know. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. It burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. Moving right along quickly, Tim. Quickly. Okay, now this is my man. This guy, does anybody remember Conway Twitty? Do you all remember him at all? I mean, he's a great country and western performer nowadays. Then he went into, did some rock and roll stuff. But he had this wonderful voice, had a good range to it. But he could sing a word, my love. He could kind of, it almost sounded like he was weeping, you know, a little break in his voice. And the first rock and roll show I ever saw was when I was an 8th grader. I'm from Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, and they had this civic center. And I had a date, and I took her to hear Conway Twitty. So here was this 4,000-seat auditorium, and they just opened one bleacher that would seat about 150 people. But boy, they came out, and their guitars were twanging, and they were jumping around, the drums were playing. I said, that guy is terrific. He'll be a big-time hit one day, and he was. I was right. But he had this song, and I think it's real good for Health and Safety Day, and it's called It's Only Make Believe. Oh, this is a good one. You know, good drama. People see my belly drop. They think I really am a flop. But myself, I can't deceive. Not eating too much too often is only make believe. My one and only prayer is that someday I will bear my hopes, my dreams come true. My body healthy to hope no one will ever know just how little nutrition I know. My only prayer will be someday and trembling me you'll see. But it's only make believe. Next time. Okay, now here is my idol. Elvis Presley, Ricky Nelson were vying back in the 50s to be the #1, I guess, idol of America. Now, I like Ricky because there was this program called Ozzie and Harriet, Their Adventures. Black and white TV, and I would watch it religiously every weekend. It came on, and here was Ozzie, Harriet, the parents, and David and Rick. And I don't know what Ozzie ever did for a living. He was always on the program and always casting out this very sage, wise advice for the family, but the guy never worked. And so I thought, well, that's interesting. But when Rick got a little bit older and they had a national audience, he picked up a guitar as a result of a girlfriend of his named Sharon Sheehy, who was in love with one of the Everly Brothers. And so Rick was kind of jealous and said, I could do that. I could sing like Elvis or the Everly Brothers. And so he took a song called I'm Walking. Fats Domino did it, but Rick did it on the program, and it was a big hit. But the real big hit of his was Poor Little Fool. And it went something like this. I used to play around with hearts, hasten at my call. But when I met that little girl, knew that I would fall. Poor little fool. Oh yeah, I was a fool. Oh yeah, now we've got to change that for Health and Safety Day, and it goes like this. Sorry, Rick. I used to think my healthy heart needed no care at all. That I could not walk a mile, too tired to even crawl. It was the food. Oh yes, it was the food. And now, well, the next year my strength was gone. Junk food had done me in. But then I changed my ways one day. I'm no longer where I've been. It's not the food. Oh no, no longer the food. Oh, let's go. Move ahead. I'm not going to do this one. Move ahead. I've performed this thing, I guess, about 5 or 6 times, but there's so long a period of time between the times I do it. It's sort of like doing a brake job on your car. You do it every time. You forget how to do it. And so every time I get re-invited, I have to, kind of retune. So this is one you really enjoy. And this is one that I especially like because when you're especially in grade school or in high school, dating is a big thing. And so it was with me. I wanted to be popular, especially with the girls. And so I had this one little girl, I'll tell this story, this one little girl, she was like a beautiful movie star before her time. She was like in 6th grade. Blonde girl, just really cute. But, this turn around, look at me song, the idea is this. How do you know if somebody likes you? If you're a boy, how do you know if the girl? Could you get up the courage to ask her for a date? In the same way for a girl or boy. So I came up with a NASA feasibility study. Here's what you do. If she is looking at you, if you like a girl or you like a boy, you kind of eyeing her. So I thought, if she's looking at me in the classroom, then it means I could have enough confidence to ask her for a date. And so I had this little scheme. In those days, my mother would send to school with me, it was a paring knife. And I was supposed to pare my knife. Now, you couldn't do that today. You'd be incarcerated. Right. But in that day, I was about the third aisle, and the girl I liked was over there. And here's my scheme. I would take my paring knife and I'd use it sort of like a periscope or like some kind of a surveillance system. And then I could see whether she's looking my way at my desk. And so here I was, and I got it, and I rotated, I yawed it about 30 degrees where I thought she was. And I went down a little bit. Oh my God, it's Eddie Catchell. He was boogering. And he had his pinky up his left nostril about the second knuckle. I said, I better try again. So I yawed a little bit more over there. Oh no, it's Bonnie Brown, and she was focused on my back like she was a gun sight for a howitzer cannon. I said, she must like me. I'd better not encourage her affections. So I was just about ready to find, Penny was the girl's name, just about ready to find her. Jerry, come to the front of the room now. What are you doing with that knife? I said, I was just going to pare my apple. Down to the principal's office. Well, that's the lead-in to this song by Glenn Campbell. Because I wanted to know if she liked me. But there's another reason why we need to turn around. It's because if you're in a car and you're out here and you want to change lanes and you simply do it in faith and don't even look to see if there's a guy on your right or left and you just whip over there, it could be bad news for you. And you hadn't turned around and looked for him, and as a result of that, you had a collision. And so you'll avoid that from now on after you hear this song, I'm sure, because it goes like this. This is how, very dramatic. There is someone driving beside you. Turn around, look for him. There is someone beside your work. Get that chord right. Look around or you'll hit him. He's the driver who really sees you. He'll tell you to blame with his hand, you know, or less appropriately. Turn around, look at him. Amen. Move ahead. Move ahead again. Now this song is one, by the way, when we did this in 2004, I would do a song and then lead into a discussion, a training experience. Remember, Chuck? And we would select people in automation robotics that would give a talk, whether it was driving safety, or nutrition. And what I did was, I took these covers, used Photoshop, Paint Shop Pro, I couldn't afford Photoshop. And so, like this was Roy Orbison and Mike Height. Remember Mike Height? He was going to be the guy that did the talk about identity theft. And so what I did is I took Mike's head and I put it on Roy's face, Roy Orbison's face, on the album cover. And then, of course, Roy wears dark glasses, so I cut around dark glasses with that particular tool with Paint Shop Pro. Then I pasted them right on Mike's face. And the problem was, I wouldn't even have had to have done it. Mike looks virtually exactly like Roy. And so Mike gave that talk. Well, the talk is one that probably is appropriate. I don't know if it's so much health or anything, but it has to do with identity theft. And Charles Scott, my branch chief at that time, had put a check out in his mailbox in an envelope, and some dastardly individual had come by in a car, pulled the envelope out, got Charles's check, and copied it, and then began to write checks as though he was Charles Scott. And as a result of that, I thought, well, that would make a good song for the Healthy and Safety Day, except this. People don't like my song because it's one of those songs that every rock concert has, where it's audience participation. Oh, you hear the groan go on. So, and it's pretty easy, really. You know, in rock and roll era, all the great singers, they had backup groups. And they would do little shaboom, shaboom. That was for shaboom, shaboom, you know. Shaboom, shaboom. You'd hear this backup group do that. The other thing, they had all Roy's songs. Come on in. All Roy's songs had basically two backup groups, and they do this. This one's dum 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 be do wah, dum dum dum. I think it's the key. Is it F or G? Let me see. Now, okay, you see what's going to happen. It's a key of F. Now this is great for automation. This is great for us. Dum 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 be do wah, dum 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 be do wah. You got that? Okay. Over here, you're not going to get loose. G minor. This was the other backup. Oh, come on, you guys. Now, if you were at a Texan game, you would just be jumping up and down, you know, or touchdown and so forth. And so think in terms of you're at a Texas game and I'm the cheerleader, okay? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay?
Can you do the dumb one?
I never have done well with this song. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Dum, 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 dum. I'm the two groups right here. Okay. Okay, let's just try this. Jim, are you over there? Okay, let's just start. You guys are dum, 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 do wah. And now my yeah-yeahs. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then me. Don't be the lonely dum 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 do wah. Because this feeling ain't right, and then you got yeah, 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 yeah. then the cheap sheet part of the song. Okay, that's me. There goes my visa. There goes my identity. Maybe forever I wasn't smart. Roy used to have a great range, which I don't have. I just yell. Don't be the lonely. Dum 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 Go ahead. And oh why I sigh. Don't be the lonely. Once more. Dum 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 And you guys. Oh yeah 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 yeah. Don't be the lonely. All together. Dum 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 Oh my God, that was wrong. Oh, okay. Now we're about over this thing. Next one. Oh no, that's good. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, this is a very delicate subject. I don't know if I should share this with you.
I'm right here.
Okay, this one is kind of indelicate. I don't think of it. It's about hand washing. And for the 2004 show, I did a hand washing demonstration. You know, where you get the water in your hands and up there and soap it and everything, and then you count to 25 as you massage the soap into your hands, you know. 25 seconds. People are going to think unusual things about you. You stand there for 25 seconds simply massaging, you know, your hands. Well, sure, it gets them clean. You can perform surgery, you know, in the OR after 25 seconds of that. But it must be practical. But I did a study and I found out that 1 out of 3 people that go in the restroom don't wash their hands afterwards. Well, that was troubling. So that meant that basically, now and then when you shook somebody's hand, you were shaking hands with either fecal matter or their private parts. It's horrible thought. So this is one you'll never forget, this demonstration or this talk, because I said that. Susan ought to be out here to hear this one. You know? So I got a really unusual mind. And so, so I thought, you know, automation robotics, we are very clever, and we're talking about innovation and coming up with all these innovative ideas here. And so I thought, well, why don't we come up with a way of making everybody aware that they needed to wash their hands? So I came up with a concept where, here's what you do. When you hear the toilet flush, it would start a timer. And the timing would be counting down. And I didn't know what that time would be, because the thing that would turn the timer off would be when you heard the sink, the water tap in the sink in the restroom. And that would shut it down. However, if you didn't go to the sink, turn on the water, there would be an alarm that would go off that would blast all along 32, and you would be known as the person that didn't wash their hands. And that would give you some resolve to wash your hands, you see. And so that's where the thought came. So I'm not going to go into it any further. But here's the song in future. Oh, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? My skin is itching. I got acne. Friends say my face is red as some blood. Some bugs got me. I'm all shook up. Didn't wash my hands. Well, please don't ask me about my behind. It's red too, and that's not fine. And I thought that portion was the best. It made me real sick. It scared me to death. Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? This itching back and I got acne. Friends in my face is red as some bug. Some bugs got me. I'm all shook up. Oh yeah. Okay. Now this is the concluding song, and the one I wrote especially for Safety and Health Day. And let me talk about these guys. These guys, the Kingston Trio. Let's see, Dave Guard, not Jerry Woodfill, but his name was Bob Shane, who I replaced, and then Nick Reynolds. And these guys, remember the song Tom Dooley? And that was a huge hit. Take down your head, Tom Dooley. You guys are youngsters, you know. But anyway, another one, Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. A lot of these were Bob Dylan songs that the Kingston Trio did and Peter, Paul, and Mary did. But they did one song that was a terrific hit, and that's the one I want to close with. And the way that the song was created was that there was a political contest in Boston, Massachusetts, and what had happened was one of the candidates had suggested to raise money for the city coffers. When you got on the subway, you'd pay to get on, but in order to get off, you'd also have to pay another nickel. And so the song was based on the idea that this guy named Charlie got on the subway, but he didn't have his other nickel. And for the rest of his life, he would just be going through the streets of Boston, unable to get off. And so it was called the MTA song about Charlie. Well, for Safety and Health Day, we got another song, and I'm going to call it Junk Food Charlie. And of course, you know the theme is he's eating junk food, and as a result of that, he is going to have to face a penalty. And his punishment is not going to be, we have no subways in Houston. But we have the Johnson Space Center tunnel system. And if you ever go down there for any length of time, I tell you, the threat of being incarcerated for the rest of your natural life there will get your attention. And so that's the theme of this song, Junk Food Charlie, is that he has taken junk food to work, and he's been caught, apprehended, and been cast into the Johnson Space Center tunnel system. So let me just perform it as though I'm the Kingston Trio right there. It goes like this. These are the times that try men's souls. The Menu Planning Authority has issued an edict outlawing, banning junk food consumption on the JSC grounds. Those in violation must face consequences. Citizens of Johnson Space Center, hear me out. This could happen to you. Okay, the next slide, and then the next one after that. That's Junk Food Charlie right there. Okay, next one. Here's the MPA, the Menu Planning Authority office. Okay, next one. Let me tell you a story of a man named Charlie on a tragic and fateful day. He put junk food in his lunchbox, kissed his wife and family, and went to work at NASA. But did he ever return? Did next one ever return? His fate is still unlearned. He may roam forever in JSC. I know he's the man who never returned. Next slide. Charlie tried to hide his junk food from the FDA, the cafeteria police. When a loud voice shouted in building 3, that's the cafeteria, Charlie, fingers won't make you morbidly obese. But did he ever return? Did he ever? That's a hold on. Fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charlie, he may roam forever in JSC's tunnels. He's the man who never returned. Leave it there. Charlie handed over his ding dong and he transplants Cheetos. Go ahead. And a cop yelled out, to the tunnels! There you'll be forever confined. Well, did he ever return? Did he ever return? Fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charlie, he may roam forever in JSC. He's the man who never returned. Now the next one. So day and night, Charlie roams those tunnels crying, what will become of me? Why did I supersize those cries out? Never again see my family. Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned. His fate is still unlearned. Come on through. He may roam forever in JSC. I don't see the man who never returned. Talking about healthy, I get hot dogs in my breath. Okay, and now the next one. This is the best one. Look at this. Charlie's wife was banished by the trouble. Please come daily at 2:15. And through an open manhole she can Charlie his meal. We sure brought those shooters and emu. Look at the reluctant emu in emu stew. But did he ever return? No, he never returned. His fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charlie, he may roam high. Charles, he's the man who never returned. Now the final one. Now space center citizens, heed my tale, or you, Charlie's fate will pay. Fight, jump through cravings, always be healthy. Avoid the tunnels and the FDA. What did he ever return? No, he never returned. His fate is still unlearned. He may roam for Hillary. Must be the man who never returned. That's my best five. I need my lunch. And then the one after. And then the next one. Okay. I'm through with the show. Thank you. It's 9 o'clock. Go here. The mic goes, and I appreciate you guys for coming. That's it.